A fallen hero goes home. This is the InsideEdition.com coronavirus news for May 4th, 2020. Paul Cary was a paramedic from Colorado. In April, as the coronavirus ravaged New York City, Cary heard the call. He traveled from his home in the Denver area to help those in need, to do what he had done so well over 3 decades in Colorado. He volunteered as an EMT in one of the epicenters of the pandemic. He served with an ambulance company in the Bronx. 2 weeks ago, Cary began to feel ill. He had contracted COVID-19. It put him in the hospital, and on April 30th, the 66-year-old grandfather of 4 died from the virus. On Sunday, a procession of police cars and ambulances took Cary's body to Newark Airport. Cary's flag-draped casket arrived in Denver that evening. It was met by a procession of emergency vehicles. As the casket arrived at the funeral home, bagpipes played Amazing Grace. Representative Jason Crow spoke to mourners.
We all owe a debt of gratitude to Paul and to his family. He gave his life for us, and we must endeavor to be worthy of that sacrifice.
New York Mayor Bill de Blasio also honored Cary.
And thank you again to Paul's family, and we will remember him and we will memorialize him, but it's so important to remember this great example of heroism.
Cary's death is a sad reminder of the dangers healthcare workers and first responders face in the pandemic.
First, let us remember we have faced times of testing before. Following 9/11, I saw a great nation rise as one to honor the brave, to grieve with the grieving, and to embrace unavoidable new duties.
Over the weekend, former President George W. Bush released a moving address to Americans.
And I have no doubt, none at all, that this spirit of service and sacrifice is alive and well in America.
There are over 3.5 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 worldwide and nearly 250,000 deaths. The United States has nearly 1/3 of those cases. Now InsideEdition.com has a follow-up to a recent story.
Before social distancing was fully enforced, I had the honor and privilege of sitting down with Nelson Mandela's grandson, Ndaba Mandela. Ndaba was in our office to discuss his work as an AIDS activist. Both of his parents were taken from the disease. During our conversation, coronavirus came up. It was still pretty new to America and hadn't reached his country, South Africa, just yet.
Don't have to worry about the coronavirus. We will get over it. We will continue to impact the world.
Hours after our interview, our office was evacuated because of coronavirus cases in our building, bringing the story home. Since March 11th, we have not been in our office. Now, here's Lee Sheps.
Millions of people are out of work due to the coronavirus pandemic, including so many New York City taxi drivers. I want to introduce you to one of them. His name, Mr. Ferrari, and that name was given to him by Tom Hanks. This yellow taxi driver has a personality larger than life. I took a ride with him back in February to hear more about his story, how he became friends with Tom Hanks, how he drives so many celebrities around town, all totally random, of course. Mr. Ferrari did email Tom Hanks when he announced that he and his wife, Rita Wilson, had coronavirus, and Tom Hanks did reply back. I did catch up with Mr. Ferrari. He lives in Queens to see how he's doing with all this because he described to me New York City as a ghost town. Take a listen to what he had to say about how he's doing right now.
Being around so many people and then all of a sudden being around no one is frightening, you know, but like I said, I'm pretty strong, but it could be very emotional at times.
For more on the coronavirus pandemic, visit InsideEdition.com.